Hello guys, Medium Patricia here with a new video. It's been a little while, so hopefully I can still keep your attention. Today is September 14th, 2021, and just want to talk a little bit about dealing with life. I've noticed that a lot of people, especially the young people, have become depressed. They have no direction. They have no goals. They feel like they are defeated already at a young age. And sometimes even the older people like myself get to a point where we get depressed and we figure out, what else we have to do in life. We feel stuck. But just know that life is going to have its ups and downs, and every day is a new day, and every day can be different. You can start anew at any point in your life. So if you've done things in the past that you're not proud of or that have taken you down the wrong path, you can always wake up the next morning and decide, well, I've had enough of that. I'm going to start something new and make a plan. Make a plan for what you want, what you really want out of life. Whatever you want to do in life, you can do if you just stay with it. Don't give up. The only time you can fail at anything is when you give up. If you keep going, you can't fail. So find your purpose. Everybody has a purpose, and some people find it at a young age. Some people find it later in life. Myself particularly, I didn't find my life path until I was in my 50s. And I had a tragic event in my life that put me on this path. But usually your life path will have something to do with love and compassion, helping others in some way, usually in an artistic way, either musically or art, or or could also be something in the line of helping someone, like doctors or recreational therapists, or anything that has to do with helping the human race, other human beings. Usually it's something that you have a passion about, something you've always felt you wanted to do but don't have the confidence that you could do it. But you don't know what you're capable of until you try. So just remember that. You have to try things, and sometimes it takes several times of trying. Like, maybe I'm a medium. I've always figured I had some kind of gift, and I always envied mediums and psychics, because I did have this feeling that I could do that, and I just didn't have the confidence or the time or ability to do it. Like when I was younger, I had children to bring up. I had to work and raise the children, and between work and taking care of home, I really didn't have time to sit and think about it. But once I was retired, I guess you could say a couple of years after I retired, I still hadn't really realized my life purpose until that tragic incident in my life that shocked me into it. It shocked me down the road. It's like somebody shoved me down the road I was supposed to go down. And that was probably those in spirit. I mean, I do feel that event that happened, it's happened from generation to generation. And I know my mom and my grandmother were intuitive, and they never really were able to talk about it, because those days you were meant, people thought you were crazy. And even today, some people still think you're crazy. But I know my mother and my grandmother, they both experienced the same tragic event that I've experienced. And I think that was meant to put them on the path, but they just never got it. I really think that once you find your life path, everything else in life will be like, it'll make things easier, and nothing else will really matter. The things that you have happened to you. Some of us go through really tragic things. Some of us don't need that in order to get on a life path. it takes a lot of thought and a lot of thinking and a lot of rearranging of your life to be able to decide, well, I'm going to do this. This is what I want to do. I'm going to do it. Sometimes you can do that easily. Sometimes not so easily. For me, it wasn't an easy thing because I had to work to support the family, help support the family. But once I always had this feeling that I was meant to do more. And I couldn't wait for retirement so that I could get on the path I was supposed to be on. I knew that I wasn't on the right path, but I didn't know how to get there until I was basically shocked into it. But once I retired from my work and was able to have an income monthly from that, I started writing books. And then when this tragic accident happened, we sought out a medium, and a medium helped us get through it. It was a terrific loss. It was the loss of my grandson, who was 4 years old, tragically. And she helped us get through that. And I realized at that point, well, she more or less told me I was supposed to be on this path. And then I realized, I didn't realize how much a medium could help people until I actually had one help my family get through a terrible loss. But anyway, you could your path could be in music, bringing enjoyment to people through music or art, or just being a nurse or a doctor or someone that helps people and brings them peace of mind. But usually everybody's life path has something to do with compassion and love and giving in some way. And I know there's a lot of people that don't think they can do it, but and they never try. And the only time you fail is when you don't try and you don't keep trying, because everybody can succeed if they just keep at it. Sometimes it takes longer than others. Some people take longer than others to realize their path. Once you find your path, that's when you find true happiness, I think. Nothing materialistic can make you happy, and even people can't make you completely happy. They can contribute to your happiness, but they can't really bring that happiness, that feeling of peace at a soul level, until you find what you're here to do. And we're all here to do something. We're here to learn, and we're here to find our passion, our life path. It's usually something that we envy in others or wish that we could do that we don't think we can. I never thought I could be a medium. I didn't realize it was meant to help others with it. I did have intuition in that I knew when something bad was going to happen, and I would know things somehow and do things to avoid things, or was given that feeling of caution so that things didn't happen that might have happened. But I didn't know I was meant to use it for other people until I lost my grandson. And I saw how a medium helped us get through that. I don't think that we would have gotten through it without a medium, honestly. There's no amount of doctors or pills or anything you can take to help you get through the loss of a child. It's just the most horrific thing that you could go through. It's like getting a life sentence in prison. But anyway, everybody has a life path, a life purpose. Some is helping others. Some are here to be helped. So if you don't ever find a situation where you can help others, that's probably means that you're one that needs to be helped. Your soul needs to be helped to learn something or be shown compassion by somebody. So it's like a two-way street. You're either here to learn to be helpful and compassionate, or you're here to experience compassion and love. My hope is that we all experience passion and love at some point, but some of us need more than others. Some of us have lived a life that has a lot of downs and not enough ups. But at some point, I hope that everybody who has experienced a lot of down things or bad things in life experiences um, love and compassion, and gives them a feeling of worthiness. So some of us are here to help others learn. In other words, we may not be the ones here to express love and compassion as much as we are to be here for others to learn to be compassionate. In other words, the receiver and there's the helper and the helpee. That's the way I look at it. Sometimes you may feel like you're always helping others and you never get any help back. Well, that's because you're not meant to. You're here to help others. You're here to experience that learning experience at the soul level. Everything is a lesson for the soul that we go through in life. And life is not always going to be hunky-dory, as everyone should know by now. But in fact, there's more times sometimes that are down than are up. But it's all meant to teach us at a soul level. So just know that whatever we go through in this life is going to be so much better when God says it's time for us to go home. Unfortunately, that's the thing. We can't go home until God says so. Even if we try sometimes, God's going to send us back if it's not our time. And sometimes that can be more detrimental than you can, do more harm than good by trying to, influence your life in that way. Just kind of look at everything in a positive attitude. Everything that happens is not going to be good, but try and look at the positive things in it. See what you've learned from it. I know it's tough. My daughter still hasn't gotten really over. It's been almost 11 years since my grandson passed, and she still hasn't really gotten over losing him. But we do know that he's in a good place, and that makes us able to cope with that loss. There is definitely a place we go after this, and it's much better from what I understand than here. But unfortunately, we have to stay here until we learn. It's like when you go to school, you have to go through 12 grades, unless, of course, you quit. But you have to go through the motions of learning, and that's basically why we're here. We have to go through the motions of learning. Only this is a much deeper learning, and it's a much more important learning than anything else we've learned in life. So just hang in there, people. Things are going to be better at some point. Just try and look at the good that happens out of every situation. And remember, the people that cause us drama in our life are meant to do that, so that we learn from that. We learn forgiveness and what have you. The main things is learn to love, learn to be compassionate, learn to forgive. And then you have no worries about what happens to you after this life. Believe in the Lord, and you'll be fine. Everything will eventually be fine. So try and get through every day with a smile, and think positively. I really think that when we are negative about things just keep happening in a negative way, because we react negatively to every situation. If we try and look at the positivity in it, or say, hey, it is what it is, we got to get through this, we got to move on, let's try and make things better, then eventually your mindset is so that you can pretty much deal with anything. And I've been through a few things in my life that I could have very easily given up my faith in God. I could have very easily turn to drinking or whatever, but I thank God every day that I have the intuition and the knowing that things are the way they are because they're meant to be that way, and we're basically living a script, which we supposedly write ourselves before we're born. And I know that it's hard to believe because people will say, well, why did I put so many darn bad things in my life? And I'm one of them. But those are all meant for us to learn. Something needs to be learned at a soul level because there's no bad in heaven, and we have to learn to be pure at heart, pure at the soul. So just try and take every day, one day at a time. Plan, think about what it is you really want out of life, and work towards that. It may be something simple as playing an instrument, something that's going to make you happy that you can use to make other people happy. And I know it's hard when you're young. You have to work and support families. Nowadays, mama and daddy have to go to work and support the families. So, I mean, if it doesn't happen overnight, then don't worry about it because eventually it will. If you keep your mind set in that direction, your goals, you don't give up on your goals ever. Like for me, like I said, I basically didn't get on my life path till I was like 53, 54 years old. So I think I was like 53. It was a shock. It had to be a shock thing happened to me for me to get on my path. Not everybody has that happen to them, but if you just think about what you want out of life and go for it. You don't fail at anything until you give up on it. Once you give up, you're failing, unless you've gotten to the point where you want to be with it. So just remember, nothing is impossible. With God, everything is possible. Keep the Lord close to your heart, and He will guide you, and you will have what you need. Okay, hope this video helps you in some way. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like, and please subscribe. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost anything to give a thumbs up. I do have a Facebook page under Medium Patricia Giebel, Giebel. I have books on sale on Amazon.com. You can just search my name, Patricia Giebel, and you'll see what books come up. And I do private readings. My website is on my Facebook page if you're interested in that. And usually once a week on Facebook, I will do live free readings for a couple a week when I get on, just to give back to people and for people that can't afford to pay a fee for my private readings. I do charge a small fee for that because as I'm told by Spirit, if I don't charge, I will be overwhelmed with people wanting my time. And God does want us to have what we need, so I do charge a minimal fee. So if you're interested in that, you can just message me on Facebook or go to my website and order a session. It's listed on my page in Facebook. And with that, I hope you have a good day. God bless you, and take care until the next video.